What is pie and donut chart? We will take a look at. So pie chart, I guess all of you are familiar with this one. The pie chart. You must have used it one or the other time in your projects, right? Any one of the clients or projects would have used pie chart. Everywhere pie chart is used in almost all the projects. And the donut chart is kind of an advanced version of your pie chart. Okay. Nowadays, most of them they use donut chart. What is pie chart? First of all, it is a circular visualization. It's a circular visualization. Which one? The pie chart. It displays the values of the different categories. Okay, and every piece or every slice in your pie chart represents each category. Pie charts are best used for showcasing part to whole relationship. So in that kind of situation, you can use pie chart. If you want to compare the categories side by side, in that kind of situation, pie chart is not helpful. And if you want to show proportion of categories that make up the whole, in that kind of situation, this is very much helpful. The sum of the donut chart or the pie chart values must add up to 100%. Each slice displays the values in terms of percentage. You can display the values in terms of percentage as well as the values also you can display. But if you add all the slices percentages, it should sum up to 100% in both in donut as well as the pie chart. If you have too many categories in your column, then you cannot use pie chart or donut chart because it is difficult to read and interpret them. It is best to compare a particular section of the whole. That kind of situation you can use pie charts. Okay, this is what your pie chart, this is what your donut chart. The difference here is you can see in the case of donut chart, there is a hole in the middle, right? In the middle of the chart, you can see the hole. What is donut? Donut is a kind of a snack, right? In USA, they use they eat donut, right? Since the shape looks like a donut, uh, they call it as a donut chart. In the middle of the donut chart, you can see the hole here. This hole is helpful. Here you can display your title or something like that, so that you can save space. Otherwise, not much difference between pie chart and donut chart. Okay, only this much of difference is, look here, you can display the label in the middle. So when not to use the pie or donut to make comparison between groups rather than from each group to the whole, that kind of situation, do not use pie or donut chart. Instead, you can use the column chart, clustered column chart or clustered bar chart. You can use it if you want to compare between the groups. That kind of situation, you can use this kind of, don't use this one. It is not helpful. And again, what are the best practices? The colors. Okay, here in this case, you can give the labeling and group similar categories. Okay, and colors. Supposing you have multiple categories are there. Okay, and I told you in a column, in a categorical column, if a multiple categories are there, in that case, if you use a pie chart or the donut chart, it will be too cluttered. The other alternative is you can group all the categories that are similar. Okay, somewhat similar, you can group it so that category A, category B, category C, and rest of them are somewhat similar. You can group them under others, something like that. Others. That is another way of doing it. But still, if the reporting user wants to see the the part to whole relationship for all the categories that are available in a categorical column, then you have to use another visual called tree map. Tree map. Okay, the tree map is very much helpful to display um, the part whole relationship. But in that case, you can use multiple categories. Okay, we will just look at the pie chart here, and I just go here and I'm going to click on the pie chart. And in this case, simple one, I just drop the category here, and then the sales or profit. All the time, sales will use profit here. In this case, it is very much helpful. Formatting, data, by default, the data labels on, and the slices. You can change the slices whatever you wanted. And if you want to change the rotation also, you can change it. Okay, slightly if you want to change the rotation. So in this case, by default, on the right side, it displays the bigger slice. And if you want to change it, right, you can change it. We can rotate it also. Or if you want the bigger size to be displayed on the left side, you can do it. It is up to you. Okay, but the default one is correct only. It looks good, and rest of them are not much. Okay, we don't see much difference here. And here data labels. Here the legends on. You can give the legends on. One second. Here the data labels, detail labels on options outside and category values. Here the look here the, because of the color problem it is not displaying it here. One second. Why? Oh, okay, okay. That is for that one. The these labels. The technology, furniture, right? That is what your legend related labels, slices, and values. One second. I just detail labels. Yeah, labels on outside. If you want to display the year, you can do it. Or if you want to display it inside, that is also possible. You can save space here. So in that case, obviously you need to change the color. If you change it to white also, it will be very clear. Okay, and the next one is the display units, and that's it. Legend is not required because here it is already displayed inside, right? You can use it this way. And I just copy paste this one. I'll just right click on it, copy visual, and then I'm using Control V. I just move this here. And when I click on this, like this visual donut chart, it become a donut chart. That's it. Not much difference. And we go and see are there any other difference of the label contents category, okay, or data value. Okay, that also you can do it here. And the values, the legend, you can give the legend explicitly. That is not required. I just go here, tooltips. Yeah, with the tooltips, you can see the values and the percentages of each slice. This is one slice, second and third slice. If you hold the cursor here, you can see it here. The background, that is not required at this moment. This is pretty much simple, okay? The die the donut chart and pie chart. The die so in the difference between pie chart and donut chart is in the case of donut chart, the middle you can find the whole here. And let me just go here and see are there anything with the title is on. Divider. Okay, with that you can see some kind of divider because this is a title and other thing. And spacing, you can enable the spacing on space below title. That's all. If you want to reduce it, it will become the size will become little bit bigger. Okay, so the spacing also you can use it. So it's all self-explanatory. Most of the things. Okay, the properties, size and height, padding, advanced options, maintain layer order. This one layer order will discuss it later. Fine, that is pretty much about the pie and donut chart. And next one is the tree map. So as part of the pie and donut chart, we discussed about the when to use the pie chart, right? Both the pie and donut chart are a circular visual, and if you want to compare part to whole relationship, then you can go for pie chart or the donut chart. The only difference between these two are in the case of donut chart, you will find this hole in the middle. And also, if you have too many categories are there in a column, then don't go for pie or donut chart. It will be too skinny. For example, I just select this one and I just drop the region. For example, you want to view the region, right? In that case, it will be too cluttered. It will be too skinny in some cases. very difficult to make out. Okay, so forget about region. For example, if I use the country or so, country has so many things. Look here, it's so skinny, right? Very difficult to make out which one is which one. If you have so many categories are there in a categorical column, in this case country is also a category column, so don't use pie chart. And if you want to compare one group with other group, or if you want to compare the category side by side, in that kind of situation also, don't use pie chart. Instead use tree map if you want to compare, or you can use a clustered column chart also. Okay. And if you want to, for example, I have too many categories are there in a column, I want to see the part to whole relationship, but a pie chart or donut chart is not helpful. It, the wedges or the slices are too skinny because I have so many categories are there. In that kind of situation, you can go for tree map. Tree map is helpful. Even with the tree map, you can display the part to whole relationship.